Hi friends, I'm Katie.
I'm Brandon.
And welcome to Specter Space, the show where every week we take you on a deep dive of the most ghastly, ghoulish, and mythical phenomena the world has to offer. So Brandon, if you died and say that Ouija boards are real, and you came back as a ghost, and there's just some kids just playing with a Ouija board, what would you say to them?
I think I'd really freak them out.
The same. That's what I was thinking too.
Well,
because if you're a ghost, you could probably watch them, whenever, unless you got summoned through the Ouija board. But if you were haunting a house where some kids are playing with a Ouija board, you could see basically what they're doing all day. So I'd probably use that to just say oh my God, you didn't wash your hands after you used the bathroom. You're disgusting.
You'd just be really petty.
Yeah, I'd probably
be like, grandma sees what you're doing, and then I kind of just leave it vague like that.
And they'll be like,
oh, not grandma.
No, grandma. So the reason I asked you that is because this week our episode is going to be all about ZoZo the Ouija Board demon.
Oh, good old Ouija boards.
Good old demons.
Good old family fun. You know, Hasbro actually made the Ouija board.
Yeah.
I actually bought one time from Target. I got a whole bunch of stories.
It better not be here.
It's not here.
Okay.
I actually don't know where it's at. I think my buddy has it still.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. The lady at Target, she was like, you know what this is, right? And we're like, uh-huh. Uh-huh. And then, she kind of freaked out, and she told us don't buy it. She was really freaking out. Also, on the way to go get it, we walked all the way to Target. It was probably a 2-mile, 3-mile walk. And we saw a Mr. Smooth Flexible box. Now, if you don't know what a Mr. Smooth Flexible is, look it up.
That's it?
It's a...
I actually didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
And that was what I was thinking in my head, but I was like, nah, probably not. It's probably... Oh,
nope, that's it. Yep.
Great. So that's your Ouija board story.
That's my Ouija board story, yeah.
Oh, great. So this entity's name... It has some variations to it, including ZoZo, Zaza, Pazuza,
Pizza, Papa John's,
Pazuzu. So while it's not entirely known who ZoZo is or what it is or what it even looks like, there's been some theories, which this theory comes from an encounter, which we'll talk about later on. But this person who talked about their encounter, they speculated that maybe it is a 3-headed dog demon who guards the gates of hell. And this 3-headed dog demon has a tattoo on its forehead that says ZoZo.
So does that mean it doesn't have fur?
I don't know. I think maybe Cerberus or something. Who knows? I don't really think that one's true, because why would the creature that guards the gate of hell, why would it be interested in messing with 13-year-olds?
Yeah, just hops on the group chat.
I don't really get it.
Also, can you just imagine a giant dog demon put its paws on the Ouija board?
Just
yeah.
Yeah, just likes to mess with people. So ZoZo the entity, it's known as quite the mischievous spirit. Whatever it is, I'm just going to be acknowledging it as an entity. So this entity, whenever people come into contact with it, they say that it likes to play tricks on them. Usually it starts off friendly and even kind of easygoing, but after a while that facade kind of fades and it starts trying to make them uncomfortable. It starts trying to scare them. Whenever people ask it specific questions, really personal questions that only the person would know, the entity would respond with really detailed answers, apparently.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, it likes to really mess with people, and usually all it is really just a trickster. But this entity has been known to kind of manifest itself as a poltergeist. So some people recall hearing knocking in the middle of the night or loud chatter just randomly in the house, as if things were talking in the walls. It's kind of like poltergeist behavior, which if you don't know what a poltergeist is, it is basically a spirit who can physically cause destruction of your home and move things. And
I often think of chairs and stuff that have been flipped over and stuff like that, or just stuff being left not where you left them earlier, type of a thing.
Yeah, so there's been an alarming amount of people, even me included, who has come into contact with ZoZo while playing with the Ouija board. Yeah, not my proudest moment. I was 13.
What was your experience?
Okay, so
I was probably 13 too when I first used one.
Yeah, that's why I keep referring to kids using Ouija boards, because it's really not that smart to do. So I was 13. I was with two of my other friends, and they actually made a Ouija board.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
we made ours
because
too.
we did. They just didn't want to buy one or something. They literally made a Ouija board out of cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend was like, "Ooh, we don't want to use this in my house because I don't want to get my house haunted." So she lived on a cul-de-sac. So we went out into in the middle of the cul-de-sac, which it wasn't really busy. And we were like sitting in the middle of this cul-de-sac playing with the Ouija board. And although I was naive and I knew I probably shouldn't play with it, I wanted to be included. So I was kind of watching from the sidelines for the most part. Sometimes I would get on there and do it. And sure enough, it was moving. I promise you, I was not moving the little planchette. And it was moving and stuff. And I wasn't really sure what to believe. So finally, after a while, I got too freaked out and I just kind of watched. And I don't remember a lot of this just because I was so freaked out. But I do remember my two friends, their hands were on the planchette and it was kind of moving around. They asked who's here with us. And for like the next 5 minutes, it kept going back and forth from Z to O. So it'd be like,
whoa,
Z,
that's weird.
O, Z, O. And I'm just like, after that, I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, seriously.
And I just walked back home. But I kid you not, I was so scared from the experience for like the next 2 weeks after that. I was so paranoid. I felt like I was being like watched and followed.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I felt so freaked out. Even I have a core memory from this experience of when I was in Walmart with one of my other friends. We were walking around the plant section. And sometimes I would take my mind off of things and I'd be happy and, normal. And then I'd suddenly remember ZoZo. And I'd just be like...
Not good.
And
Not good
I just
memories.
shut down. I'm like, oh, man. And to clarify things, I didn't know who ZoZo was.
Yeah, but did your friends know who that was?
No, I don't remember. I don't think so.
See, that's the hard thing, because for me, when I used it, I felt like my friends possibly wanted to mess with me. Can I tell my story?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, totally.
All right, so mine is it's not about ZoZo, I guess, but it's just a story. So we were planning all day to use this Ouija board. I remember talking about it with my friends, and I actually didn't understand what it was at first. Like I kind of just thought it was just like a game, like a actual board game that you play with friends. I didn't really realize it was like summoning spirits until like I don't know, like until we were about to use it basically.
Until it was too late.
I didn't really believe that anything was going to happen either. But anyways, it was probably like 7 o'clock at night. It was all dark. And I go walk over to my friend's house. And this walk is probably like a good mile walk. And it's like, through neighborhoods, through streets and stuff like that. And the very last stretch, I go over a bridge, right? And as I'm going over this bridge, the lights start turning off. The street lights, they start turning off one by one. As soon as I pass them, they turn off. And I swear to God, it's probably 5 or 6 lights in a row turned off, on each side of the street. So that was kind of weird. So then I get to my friend's house, and we made the board too, and we made it out of the same thing. We used cardboard, and I put a sun and then the moon on it. Did all that thing, all that stuff. And then we did some other stuff to personalize it. I think we used our, what do you call it? If you're a Scorpio or whatever, what is that called?
Oh, like your star sign?
Your sign. Yeah, we put our signs on there and stuff like that. Yeah. And then we went to go use it, and I think we put our hands on it, and then we asked if anybody was there, and it started moving, and we freaked out. We actually said it to goodbye because we read that's what you're supposed to do. We flipped it over, ran into the kitchen, and we were just dying. We were just what the heck? We were just freaking out, just laughing so hard and so freaked out. And anyways, we're okay, we got to go in there. We got to do it again. So we go into the room and we go do it again. I think we did it on my friend's bed or something. We just put the Ouija board on his bed. So his bed's definitely cursed now. So anyways, we ask if anyone's there again, and then it says yes. I don't think we asked what the name was. But anyways, I remember the first question we asked it was if God was real. We really went straight.
Just
0 to 100
right
real quick.
for it.
Yeah.
Just straight to the point.
And then it said yes, and we said describe God in one word, and then it says the most obvious thing, which is good. And then I'll explain why I think my friend was messing with me, because what happened was it went to G, O, and then it held it on O, and then went to D. So then I was thinking, like, explain God in one word, and it just says God. And then my friend was the one that was like, oh no, it was saying good. So I'm like, he was probably messing with me because I wouldn't have figured that out. And he was real quick to it too. I'm like, he's probably messing with me. Anyways, so we go have him explain the devil as well. Well, first we asked if the devil was real, and he says yes. And then we tell him to explain him in one word, and he says liar. And I feel like that's a pretty cliche one.
Pretty run of the mill.
I mean, I guess it could have been like bad or something like that, but liar. I feel like that's a pretty good one. My friend and I too were both very Mormon at the time. So whatever was influencing us then, probably had some impact.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I go walk home, and I thought the whole experience was like super creepy. I don't think anything really weird happened after that. A couple years went by though, and I retold the story and just like how the lights turned off. And as I was retelling this person the story, the lights turned off. As soon as I pointed at the light, it turned off. Craziest thing ever.
No, you're just Matilda.
Well, Matilda.
You don't know Matilda?
Well, the Dalmatian lady.
No. It's like Matilda. She like has like supernatural powers. She'll like point at lights and she could like turn them off and stuff. Great movie. Danny DeVito, all that. It's great. Anyway, that's kind of besides the point.
Oh, but okay. Yeah, I guess I'm Matilda. I feel like it also happened again. Like I feel like it happened twice where I explained it to somebody. But
you were telling me this story when we were driving in the car. We were
the light
actually
turned off.
Heading back towards our place, and as you were telling the story, the street light went off.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
I do.
Vaguely.
That was.
I feel like it's happened so many times that like it almost doesn't like bother me anymore. But now, anytime I see a street light turn off, I immediately think of that moment. I don't know if I have like a guardian angel or like something more sinister following me, but whenever I see a light turn off, I'm like, hi there. Hi there, spirits.
I didn't try to get friendly yet, so just keep that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, with all that being said, I think it's time we get into one of the most famous encounters with the ZoZo entity. So, on March 24th, 2009, Darren Wayne Evans took to the online forum True Ghost Stories to share a lengthy post about his experience with ZoZo, who frequently made contact during numerous Ouija board sessions. The first few sessions, the entity seemed to be pleasant. Sometimes it even pretended to be different spirits that Darren was trying to contact, but after a while, Darren claims that ZoZo became kind of aggressive. So ZoZo would use the board to cuss Darren out, sometimes in Latin or Hebrew. During a session...
But how would you know that you're being cussed out in Latin or Hebrew? Like, who knows Latin? Our cat does, apparently. We put him in our room and we shut the door, and he's pretty upset about it.
Like I said last time, he's a menace to society.
He is a menace.
During a session Darren's girlfriend participated in, ZoZo said it wanted to possess the girlfriend and take her to paradise. Well, when they asked what it meant by paradise, ZoZo responded by spelling out H-E-L-L. Hell.
How do you know it wasn't Marriott?
Take me down to the paradise city with a...
You know, Paradise City is actually about that Marriott in Honolulu, right next to the Disney Hotel.
Marriotts are nice.
It's definitely paradise.
Yeah. So Darren and his girlfriend were thoroughly freaked out by the experience, but seemed to not really think anything of it because they kept on doing Ouija board sessions. Braver than me. Braver than most, I should say, but whatever. So they didn't really think anything of it. That is until the entity started to mess with their family. One night, Darren's girlfriend was giving their 1-year-old daughter a bath. The bathtub faucet was turned off at this point, and his girlfriend, she got up and stepped out of the bathroom for just 1 second just to grab something. And as Darren was passing by the empty bathroom, he saw that the water in the tub was running, and his daughter was seconds from drowning.
Jeez.
Yeah, so Darren saved her just in time, and the baby was okay from the time being. But not too long after the bathtub incident, Darren's daughter was hospitalized due to an unknown internal infection, and she was isolated for about 2 weeks.
Whoa.
Doctors were working to figure out what was wrong with her, but Darren began to suspect that this was a demonic attack.
Yeah, what do they call that? Infestation or whatever?
Something like that, yeah. After a little while longer, his daughter's health finally improved. It seemed that she had healed from whatever affliction she had, but Darren and his family were not rid of this series of unfortunate events just yet. That wasn't even the end of it. Even Darren's house seemed to be under attack, according to this quote from his original post. When guests would spend the night in our house, they would claim that they heard frightening voices coming from inside the walls. Objects would be thrown across the room, and spiders seemed to come out of nowhere. My girlfriend's brother, who lived with us, complained that he couldn't sleep at night because of the conversations, and he simply couldn't rest. End quote.
Conversations? Like talking in the wall or something?
Yeah. Kind of like I said earlier, people could hear, like, people talking in the walls, like coming from the walls, which is really weird. One night while talking about the encounters with his girlfriend's brother on their back porch, Darren decided enough was enough. He loudly called out, "I rebuke this curse in the name of Jesus Christ." And as soon as he said those words, a loud banging sound rang out and the house vibrated. Yeah, like that. That was pretty accurate.
I always wanted to do that. Like when somebody says like some Christian stuff, just like start going
start
crazy.
Foaming at the mouth.
Yeah.
Like keep an Alka-Seltzer with you at all times.
And then
Sorry,
like
that's
I'm
really
sure
wrong.
I'm sure they'd be like, "Oh, we saved him. We saved him. He's been
Like,
saved."
you
And I'll be like,
can't
"No,
win.
it's just kidding." And they're like, "God is good."
They're like, "Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders." It sounded as though something struck the roof of the house, and it was loud enough that concerned neighbors allegedly came out to ask them what happened. Darren climbed up on the roof of the house to see if anything had landed on there, but sure enough, there was nothing there. After this took place, Darren said that things had settled down. Some time passes, Darren and his girlfriend break up, and eventually, a little while later, he decides to move out to Michigan to be with his new girlfriend. See, all the events that I told you beforehand happened in Oklahoma, so he moved out to Michigan to be with his new girlfriend out there. Darren wants to start doing Ouija board sessions with her. They start out with a printed out Ouija board that he found on the internet, kind of like a homemade one like we were using. But soon enough, his girlfriend is absolutely hooked, and she travels 4 hours to another town to buy a real one. During some of these sessions, Darren takes photos of their surroundings, and in some of the photos, creepy demonic faces appear, as seen in this photo that we'll put up on the screen. So there was a really specific photo that he said had a skull necklace in it, and I tried my darndest to find that photo, but for some reason I couldn't find it anywhere. So this photo that we put up on the screen is pretty much the closest I could find, and that's actually from Darren's website. Anyway, Darren concludes...
Wait. Sorry, he has a website?
Yeah.
Is it like a Ouija board specific website?
It's just a ZoZo paranormal website thing. Darren concludes this post by warning the reader that Ouija boards are not toys and to never underestimate the power of them. Now, if you are interested in reading this full post, which I highly recommend because it's really just interesting to read, we're throwing down the link into the description box below. So that way it'll take you to that original post made in 2009 so you can read the whole thing for yourself. But a little later on, Darren would co-write a book titled The ZoZo Phenomenon, and that was released May 10th, 2016. He even appeared in a ZoZo-themed episode of Ghost Adventures where he talked about his experience. So,
No way.
all in all, it kind of worked out in the end.
Yeah.
He's still traumatized from it, but
Now he's selling books.
he turned that trauma into dough.
Yeah, it's kind of how you're supposed to live your life, I guess, huh?
Pretty much turn that trauma into dough and it'll pay off.
It will.
Yeah. Then you can pay for all the therapy sessions that you'll need.
Yeah, it's probably my biggest issue with this story is the guy has a website where he's trying to sell a book.
Well,
'Cause you have a
not
motive
really
at that
sell
point.
a book. I found the website and he talked about his original experience. And then there's like this little thing where you can contact him. He's like, if you or someone you know has had an experience with ZoZo or just any other paranormal incident, he encourages people to write about it and send it to him, and then he'll post it on that website. So I took a little look through the website. It's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting to scroll through.
Is there like a lot of posts from people
Yeah.
who had experiences?
I saw a few of them. I only really skimmed the website, but it's still interesting. We'll put the link to that website in the description box too, so that way you can take a look at it as well.
So what do you think ZoZo is?
Honestly, I think it's if a spirit is present, they feel like messing with you, they'll use the name ZoZo.
That would kind of make sense. You know that one like it's a Bible story. I'm probably gonna butcher it, but it was that one story where like a demon like it was a group of demons. They like attacked pigs. And they made all the pigs run off the cliff. And he said, or it said, right before it possessed the pigs, it was like, I am Legion or something like that. And then he commanded like 1,000 pigs, or like the swarm of them commanded, or I think they said we are Legion. Anyways, they all went by the same name, I think. And they all possessed these pigs and like made them go off a cliff.
That's insane.
Yeah. So I wonder if it's sort of like the same thing where they all go by ZoZo.
Could be. They just
Yeah, they're just kind of like a group of them.
They use the name, something like that. There is another theory. It's possible that ZoZo could also be the Mesopotamian god Pazuzu, who is the ruler of the southwest wind demons. According to the myth, Pazuzu is known to cause droughts and famine in the dry season and locusts during the rainy season. So in Mesopotamian mythology, Pazuzu is pretty relevant. So it's possible that it could also be Pazuzu, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, one time, okay, I got the story. We went to, I was going to make a joke about the bazooki, but then I forget where you get bazookies from. BJ's!
Like the cookie things? Like
yeah,
that big?
you got Pazuzu, you got the bazooki.
Chef's kiss.
That's so good.
So good.
Give it 2 of those.
But yeah, that is the story of ZoZo the Ouija board demon. Pretty scary. I don't really like demons that much.
So was that one story, like the main story with the website? Mm-hmm. Is that like the only guy that like it really threatened, or was there like any other like comments on his website where he's like, oh yeah, ZoZo like tried to like kill me or ruin my life or something?
A lot of people like on Reddit and some other ghost forums back then, they talked about their experiences, and honestly, the majority that I read, they mostly just talk about it being kind of like a trickster and just trying to mess with people and scare people. Mm-hmm. But there was one really alarming one. I think I even wrote it down here. Oh yeah, so it says one woman even claimed that after she partook in a Ouija board session where ZoZo was involved, she was hit by a drunk driver. She was crossing the street and she was like hit by a drunk driver just coming in. I don't know, maybe it just...
The real demon is alcohol.
Yeah, it is true. Don't. I almost said don't drunk and drive. Maybe I shouldn't.
What's the problem, Ossifer?
What do you think ZoZo is?
I kind of just think it's somebody on the Ouija board just messing with them.
There's like a phenomenon of... Now I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah. It's I forgot exactly, but I know what you mean. It's like you have it's like in your brain you have like a subliminal like urge to like spell stuff out with the board. Is that what you're trying to find?
There's like a hold on.
'Cause I read something like that. It was like trying to explain the Ouija board, and they were saying that it was just like a subliminal urge, and it moves your like muscles or something in a way that like spells words out. So it's like you're just spelling out your subconscious or something like that.
Yeah.
I guess I don't really know how much I believe that, but I mean, I guess maybe.
As much as I love believing in paranormal things, I don't really know if Ouija boards are real. Just because it's literally sold by...
Hasbro?
No, I thought it was Mattel.
It might be. I know definitely Hasbro had it.
It's definitely sold by a toy company.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird that a toy company... owns a Ouija board, because you think about like the notoriety that it has. Like it's literally
you're
talking
to
to spirits.
Be like nobody wants their kids to get a hold of it. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards the skeptic side.
but people are selling like lead in the gasoline. It's like they don't care about your health. It's like if it's something that will make sales.
Bottom line is that will
then they'll sell it.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see both sides.
Yeah.
But the weird part for me. Like it doesn't matter if my friends mess with me or not. They can't take away those lights turning off for me, because that's the one creepy thing that like I can't explain. That I have no clue how it happened.
And you'll never know if it was like a coincidence or not.
Yeah, and the fact that I explained it. I mean, for sure you said once, right?
Yeah.
But I keep looking towards you, and then I'm like, my microphone's over here, so I have to look at the camera. Right you. But yeah, because it happened with you and me, and then it happened with my friend and I back in the day. So like I can't explain that. So I mean, at least those two coincidences I can't explain. I mean, you know, lights go off all the time, but to go out at like will, like they did, is kind of weird. But other than that, hasn't affected me. I'm good.
Yeah, same. I'd love to believe it. I mostly just really want to believe in ghosts. I think ghosts are cool.
Yeah, we should do a whole episode about what we think ghosts are.
That'd be fun. Like the different types of ghosts and like.
Yeah, that sounds like a good episode.
Yeah, that sounds like great. Yeah, I've never seen a ghost. I don't think there has been this one time, but I'll save that for another episode. Like I said, the last episode, the place that I work at, I'm pretty sure is haunted. Like I'd say like 98% sure it's haunted. And yeah, it's just creepy. I get the creeps. And I
definitely
just
get bad
it.
vibes.
Yeah, I just kind of owned it after a while. Like I'll talk to the spirits there whenever I get in the mornings. I'm just like, oh, hey everybody, how's it going? Good to see you again. Long time no see. I don't know if that's bad, but I do it anyway, and nothing bad has happened yet.
Yeah, I feel like we could go into like such depth with ghosts. It's like, why are they there to like begin with, you know? Especially if it's like not the area where they died, but people suspect it's like that person's ghost that's there, you know? That's kind of like weird to me.
Yeah. And like, at least we know that ghosts definitely can't harm people, because I feel like if they could, a lot of people would be dead. Maybe. I don't know.
I want to do an episode about where Annabelle's at. You know, like that that sanctuary. I don't know what else to call it.
The Warrens.
The museum.
Yes.
Yeah, with all of the creepy,
like the
haunted
medium
stuff.
and like the demonologist guy, like from The Conjuring.
Yeah. Well, I think the guy from Ghost Adventures just owns it now.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I couldn't
and
remember.
then there's a YouTube video of like Post Malone going there, and
Posty.
I think he got into a car accident or something right after he went to that museum.
Did he touch the Annabelle case? Because it
He may
says
have.
positively do not touch.
He may have touched it, I don't know.
If there's a creepy doll sitting in front of you and it says don't touch it, I don't know about you, I'm not touching it.
I think he touched this like box thing that was like, it was like a Jewish box. It was like a Jewish curse or something on it. I may be like messing that up, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's just like this weird box and it was like insanely haunted.
Moral of the story, do not touch insanely haunted objects.
Yeah.
Because they're probably cursed.
And with that, we say sayonara.
Sayonara. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Specter Space. We hope you enjoyed. Once again, if you have had any experiences with ZoZo, Zaza, Pazuzu, Pizza, Fazoli's, Pazuki, all
Papa
of that.
John's.
If you've had any just interesting experiences with a Ouija board or anything like that, let us know.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to just hear about it.
Reminisce.
Yep.
The good old days.
And if you like this type of spooky stuff, make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification button so you never miss a video. And with that, have a fantastic rest of your day or night.
You can find us on Specter Space everywhere.
Instagram.
Yeah, we're on the podcast app.
Podcasts,
We're on
Spotify.
Spotify, Google.
All of it.
You think about it, we're on it. So find us there. You can check out all of our social medias at the Linktree bio below.
Yep. So, yeah, we're everywhere. You're not getting rid of us. We're everywhere, baby. We're like Pazuzu, Pazozo, Zaza.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. So long. Farewell. Fafita saying goodbye. Yes. Do 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 do. So long. Farewell. Afita say goodbye.
I hate to go and leave this pretty side. Do 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 do.